Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Passionately Catholic. I am Anthony Digmann. Question I want to reflect on today for you and for me is, why are you Catholic? Why are you Catholic? Okay, or if you're not, why aren't you Catholic? That'd be an interesting one to share here. So comment below on this one, okay? Comment below. There's also an opportunity for you to even share either audio, or if you want to record yourself on your phone, make a video, you can actually submit that right here to Passionately Catholic, and we will edit it for you and put it on. We call these our real life reflections. You can visit anthonydigmann.com/submissions. There'll be a link in the description below, anthonydigmann.com/submissions, and you can actually submit your own thoughts on, and especially on this question. I would really love to hear from a lot of people, everyday Catholics, okay? Like, there's so many people out there, they might have their own YouTube channel, right? They might be invited to be on, channels, whatever, but I think everyday Catholics need an opportunity to tell our story and our experiences as well. So I invite you to do that, to join us and be a part of Passionately Catholic. Again, link in the description below, anthonydigmann.com/submissions, and you can get all the details on how to do that. But I'll just reflect a little bit for myself. Why am I Catholic? For me, in my spiritual journey, I'm way more of a head guy than a heart guy. And I was 18 years old. I was a menial Catholic, okay, somewhat involved, I guess. We went to church every Sunday because we had to. My father had a devout spiritual life, right? He was going to make sure that we made it to Mass. My brother and I, my brother's now a priest in our home archdiocese, and my father is a consecrated religious brother with Glen Maryhill Missioners, which is kind of fun as well. But for me, we were involved in the church, but I wouldn't say that active, but I wouldn't say that I wasn't devout by any means. I mean, at that time, I would have said I was 50-50 on the God question. I wasn't sure if God existed or not. And then I went on a retreat, and I'm not sure that there was anything necessarily special about the retreat itself, except I had the opportunity to be away from the rest of the world, had the opportunity to pray a little bit. And in part of the retreat, God reached out and touched me. It wasn't like a St. Paul being knocked to the ground, kind of event. It wasn't that big. It was more of a choice, more of a, hey, I'm here. Do you want to follow me? It was more of an invitation kind of thing. And when I felt that, when I think that I felt God's presence, I knew I had a choice. I had the opportunity to either go, you know what? I can keep living the way I'm living, keep doing what I'm doing, or I can really pursue this and see if it's actually real. Because you got to understand, I'm a totally naturally skeptical person, okay? And even that experience, I'm like, oh, was this just from, in my head or something like that? Okay, so what I had to do was start to dig in and do research on what evidence do we really have for God's existence, and are science and religion opposed to each other, and is Christianity really true amongst all the different world religions, and if I'm going to be a Christian, what denomination should I be? Because there's thousands of independent Christian denominations, and which one is actually right? And is there really evidence for that kind of thing? I don't want to just be Catholic because I was raised Catholic. I need evidence if I'm going to invest my life and my time and my money and energy into something. I need to know that it's true, and I need to be able to defend that and explain it and to share it if I'm going to put myself into it. Well, thanks be to God, I'm very much an active Catholic, and actually the more that I discovered the truths of God and Christianity and Catholicism as the church that Jesus Christ founded, the more I realized, whoa, I have to share this with other people because I didn't know any of this. How come nobody shared any of this stuff with me? And that was just an incredibly eye-opening experience. I had a year that really changed my life over the course of, actually right after being confirmed at the end of my junior year of high school, to by really in the fall of my senior years when I went on that retreat, and then for the next several months really digging into my faith and doing a ton of research. Was incredibly powerful, and I'm convinced that that was part of the grace coming out of the sacrament of confession for me, or I'm sorry, the sacrament of confirmation. But here's the thing, is just because we receive a sacrament doesn't mean that we get an unlocking of all of the graces from that sacrament. There can be an obex, there can be an impediment to us fully receiving those graces, okay? And I think that that was actually the case for me. I don't think I was in a state of grace receiving my confirmation. And I'm not sure that I went to reconciliation from then till the next fall when I was on this retreat. And it was right after that, the sacrament of reconciliation at that retreat, that this stuff, I had this feeling of God's presence, and I felt this invitation, this opportunity to dig in deep and to explore the faith and look for truth, which is Christ himself. He is the way and the truth and the life. So looking back on it, I'm pretty well convinced, and I could be mistaken, but pretty well convinced that the graces of my confirmation were not unlocked until about 6 months later, until I went on this retreat and went to the sacrament of reconciliation. And then finally in a state of grace, this fuller unlocking of the graces of confirmation came pouring out into my soul, and God offered me this opportunity to choose, this invitation to choose him or to continue living the way that I was living at that point, by my own devices. And really, that was the big part, the big turning point in my faith life, and has really been ever since. I teach an apologetics class for Catholic high school, and I've taught that for the last 15 years. I also have a 3-talk series that I call Why God, Why Christian, Why Catholic, that breaks down the evidence that I discovered for why I became Catholic, committed to it as an adult, and why I believe it. And that's exactly what I share with high school seniors in an apologetics class that I've been teaching for 15 years now. So it's really got the wisdom of all of their questions and challenges over the last decade and a half behind it. And it's been a great pleasure to do that series as a 3-talk parish mission series for the last 5 years as well. So if that'd be useful to you, be sure to reach out. Find me on anthonydigmann.com and let me know if there's a good date and time I could come visit your parish or conference and share that stuff. But also, I do really want to hear from you on this one, okay? Most especially, actually. I want to hear from you on why are you Catholic? Write it in the comments below, or come visit us at anthonydigmann.com/submissions and submit a real life reflection. Get out your camera, your phone, and do a video, okay, for us, and send it to me and submit it. Or just do an audio recording with your phone or whatever is easiest and send that to me, and we'll take care of the editing for you, and we'll get you up on Passionately Catholic if it's something that we're able to use. So thanks for joining us today. It's getting a little windy. Hope that's not too loud on the microphone. I've got a nice open plains of the Midwest here at the beginning of summer that we're enjoying. So may God bless you abundantly. May God bless you abundantly. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode.